Because I'm extra. I like to look like a light bulb Christmas tree. Hello lovies, it's me Shanice and welcome back to my channel for another video. Yes, another video time. Hey, I'm so excited to be here. I just love each and every one of you guys. Hello to my new subscribers. Thank you guys so much for being a part of my lovey-dovey family. So today I wanted to do a foundation basics video, or how to do foundation. That encompasses so many things. So I just wanted to go over everything from liquid foundation to color correcting to highlight, contour, setting powders, just everything that goes into my base. I wanted to go through that with you guys today. So we're gonna jump right into the video. But first, don't forget to please subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to leave a comment using this emoji down below. Don't forget to share this video. And also don't forget to ring the bell, ring the bell. Don't forget to ring the bell. All right guys, let's go ahead and get into today's video. Let's go ahead and get into all about doing foundation. Thank you for being quarantined with me and being my quarantine babes. You guys hope you're staying safe out there, most importantly, and let's go ahead and get into the video. Okay, hello lovies. Everything that I do when I'm doing my foundation, we're gonna get into it today. Now, I wanna just admit, the last 2 hours I spent recording this video, my camera died, so all of that footage is gone. But thank you to cameraman for coming here and making sure that I'm ready to go and that everything's good. So thank you, cameraman.
You're welcome.
Now, the first thing you want to do when you're doing foundation is, of course, start with a clean face. And the next thing you want to do after you wash your face is, of course, moisturize. Your moisturizer is going to be based on whatever works for you and your skin type, girl. I'm very oily, so my moisturizer is typically catered to that skin need. So the one that I love using is the Neutrogena Oil-Free Moisture Moisturizer. This also has SPF in it, so it's great for when maybe I'm on the beach and I don't want to put on any makeup. Just put on a little moisturizer, have that protection from the sun, and go. So I'm just taking one pump like this, and I'm going to go ahead and apply it all over my face. You want clean skin and moisturized skin before you get started. So after I moisturize, I like to go ahead and do a primer. Think of your face as painting walls. Before you put on your paint, you always have a layer of primer that you put on. Today I will be using this Poreless Putty primer. You're just gonna take a little bit on your finger and apply that everywhere. You can focus it on the areas where you feel like your pores really need to be filled in. I need that right in here, girl. I need all the blurring I can get, honey. Okay, now once you've applied your primer, it's time to color correct. Color correcting is really based on you and your skin color, your skin type, your skin tone, your undertones. It's personal. There's no one size fits all when it comes to color correcting. As for me, I'm a dark skin woman and I have dark areas or hyperpigmentation around my mouth, a little bit on my nose, and a little bit under my eyes. So I use an orange color corrector or even a red toned color corrector to correct that darkness. I'm using this one here by Ruby Kisses. It is the HD color corrector, and this is in the shade Natural Orange. I've used it before in my videos. I just first start out by placing it directly on those dark areas. So once you've got that on there, girl, you're just gonna take your foundation brush, that's what I use, and blend it out. And remember, color correcting is canceling out the color that's on your skin, not adding another color to have to then go back and correct. So now you can see that I have blended out my color corrector and it has canceled out that color. Canceled. So next, what I do after I have applied my color corrector, I just apply a very thin layer of my pressed powder. The one I'll be using throughout this video is my Maybelline Fit Me powder in 360 Mocha. And I'm just taking a very thin layer and just setting that. Boom. So once you've got your color corrector applied and set, it is time to go in with foundation. So for today's video, I'm going to be doing two different application methods for foundation. I'm going to be using my trusty but never dusty foundation brush that I always use, which is the e.l.f. powder brush. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. And then on this side, I'm going to be using my Sonia Kashuk sponge blender. It is damp, and I'll be applying foundation on this side with that. I wanted to do two different methods because I know a lot of people love applying their foundation with a sponge, and then I know a lot of people love using brushes. So I just wanted to show you two different techniques that you might like to use. I'm going to be using my Clinique Beyond Perfecting foundation, and it is in the shade Clove. And whenever I use this, I mix it with a matte foundation. So I always mix it with my Maybelline Fit Me foundation and the number 360 Mocha. So I'm gonna be using both of these, and we're gonna go ahead and get into this application. Okay, girl, so typically I'm just so against people like pumping foundation on their face. I'm just so against it. I just don't know why. It's a waste of product. It's too much product. But when you have a doe foot applicator like this for foundation, I mean, it just makes sense to apply it directly to the skin. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply that all over as I normally would. Look at my lace. Say hey, lace. And then I'm gonna take a little bit of my Fit Me foundation on the back of my hand. That's too much. Just scoop that back in there. Just a little bit of foundation. And I'm gonna take my brush and I'm gonna dip it into there. And first what I do is I just dot the product around my face. Then what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your brush and you can use small circular motions to buff it in. Now you can either hold your brush far away from the barrel or up close to the barrel. I hold it about midway and I use my pointer finger to really work it in and get those circular motions going. And of course you're gonna blend into the ear line and into the jawline because you don't want any mask effects. Mask all. All right, so that is one side completed using a brush, and now we're gonna do our other side using our sponge. And I'm sorry my sponge is dirty. Like I explained at the beginning of the video, I have already filmed it and it got deleted. All right, now, so you're gonna take your sponge. You're really just bouncing the sponge onto your skin. It's really just pushing it into the pores. And you'll notice that on this side, though we're using the same foundation, it's a more natural application. And with the sponge, you'll get a more full coverage application. So we'll talk about that after we get it all blended in. We're just gonna bounce, 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 bounce. Bounce that thing, take it down to the floor. Okay, so we blended out our foundation on this side with our sponge. What you'll notice is the sponge gives you a more full coverage application because your brush is blending it into the skin. It's kind of letting the skin absorb, where the sponge is absorbing as you're pushing it in, and it's just leaving kind of like a stamp on the skin, which gives you a more full coverage look. I really don't know how else to explain that. Okay, so after I have applied my foundation to my face, what I do is I use my concealer to highlight. So today I'm gonna be doing two different methods with two different concealers. I guess this is gonna be like our more natural side, and this is gonna be like, I'm going out and I'm gonna give you a full beat, okay? On this side, on the natural side, we're gonna be using our e.l.f. Camo Concealer in the shade Deep Cinnamon. And then on this side, I'm gonna be using my Maybelline Fit Me Concealer in the shade Honey. We're gonna just be getting into it. So let's go ahead and get started. One thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna apply a little bit here to this outer area where we wanna bring light to. And I'm gonna apply a little bit here. And that's that. I do always put a little bit of concealer to highlight my chin area. So I'm gonna put a little bit there. And I do always put a little bit on my forehead, so I'm gonna put a little bit on this side. And just for consistency, I'm gonna go ahead and blend that out with the brush on this side. And what I'm doing is I'm just kind of patting that in place, and then I'm gonna drag it to the areas that I want it to go. So just go ahead and blend it all the way down, girl. Take your time and blend. Okay, so we blended out the concealer that we placed over here. And as you can see, when you're highlighting, you're putting dimension and light back into the face. On this side where I only have foundation, you can see I'm all one color, I'm kind of mellow tone. Whereas on this side, I'm a little bit more lifted, there's a little bit more light on the face, and that's just due to that highlight. Nobody's face is all one color. So to just go out with foundation on and nothing else on, to me, is irresponsible. Stop it. Don't do that. So we're gonna do our more familiarized method, on this side. I've done it in my video. It's just a little bit more product and it's gonna give you a super beat look. Just wait and see. So we're gonna apply it down the side of our nose and across our cheek like that. And then we're just gonna kind of fill it in and do like a little triangle method here. And then what some girls do for extra chiseling is they put it down here. So I'm just gonna do that just to show you guys that method as well. I'm gonna blend out my concealer with my sponge here. Okay, so now that we've blended that out with our sponge, you can see the difference in the two techniques. So on this side, there's more product being applied and it's giving you more of like a beat, I'm going out look. I love this too. There's a time and place for this. I more so do this method every day when I'm going to work, but when I'm stepping out, going to an event, going out with my friends, going to dinner with cameraman, I definitely do this. So once you have applied your concealer for highlighting, what I do is I go ahead and set that. And I just use the Crayon Case Chalk Dust Setting Powder in the letter N. On this side, I'm gonna do what I normally do. I just press the powder into the skin and then I go ahead and dust off the excess immediately and that leaves me nice and airbrushed. On this side, I'm gonna bake, even though I don't like baking, but I'm gonna do it just to show you guys and hopefully you can figure out which method works best for you. Okay, so for my everyday side, I just dip the sponge that comes in the powder and I just tap off a lot of the excess. I just kind of press it right in. So I go boom, 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 and then I just press. Press.
Are you pressed?
And then once I have that on, I just take my fluffy brush and I just wipe off the excess. That's that for that side. For baking, you're gonna need a lot of powder. You're gonna dip your sponge into the powder or whatever you're using, and you're just gonna place it wherever you place the concealer. So you're gonna leave that on for a few minutes if you're gonna do the baking method. Bake, you know how you put it in the oven, you're gonna let it bake. What I'm gonna do while this is baking, I'm gonna go ahead and do my next step for my more natural side. And what I would do after I have applied my setting powder, I would go ahead and set my face with my pressed powder. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. And how much powder you use is dependent on you and your skin type. I'm oily, so I use quite a bit of powder when I'm going out. Okay, so if you were doing the baking method, you would probably leave this on at least 10 to 20 minutes. But just for the sake of the video, I'm gonna go ahead and dust off the excess. Okay, so now you can see that on this side, we're natural, set, kind of beat, and on this side, we have our super glam, ready to go out kind of beat. What I'm gonna do next is go into our contour. Now on this side, I'm gonna do a liquid contour. When you're applying concealer, again, you're putting that shadow, that depth back into your face where you've already put the light in. So you apply this according to your face shape. So one basic method that you can do is you can suck in your cheeks. I already know the shape of my face, so I'm just gonna go here, cut my cheekbones down, and go in a little bit here to make it look a little bit thinner. And then I'm gonna go around my forehead to make my forehead appear smaller. I don't ever contour my nose, but I'm gonna do it just for the video, just so I can show y'all the technique of how to contour your nose. I'm gonna use my sponge to blend that out. Also remember ladies, bronzer is not contour. Bronzer is bronzer. Don't use your bronzing powder to contour. Find something that's a little bit darker, a little bit more ashy toned to do your contouring with. Okay, so now that I've blended out my contour, you can see that my face has a little bit more dimension on this side. Now I am gonna contour on this side, except for I'm gonna do a little bit less of an intense contour. And I'm gonna use this deep Sculpt shade here just to contour my cheeks and do a little contouring. I am using a angled fluffy brush to apply that. And now I'm gonna go ahead and set this side of my face with my setting powder. What I would do from here is apply blush. You can use whatever blush suits you and suits the look that you're going for. I just use this blush brush, this blush brush. So So I apply my blush in a back and up motion. I don't put it kind of here on the balls of my face because that's gonna make it look bigger. But I go from here and back and up. Once I've applied my blush, I like to apply my highlighter, my powder highlighter. Y'all already know I do the most when it comes to highlighter, but for the sake of the video, I'm not gonna do too much, but I am gonna show you how to apply it. So when you're applying highlighter, you'll put it on any place that the light naturally catches on your face. So if I turn my head in the light, I can see that light bounces off right here. I can see light bounces off here on the sides of my nose. You're really supposed to put it anywhere that you want to accentuate, that you want to highlight. So I'm gonna go here on the top of my cheeks, like so, over my brow here. I'm gonna go in the middle of my forehead, down the bridge of my nose, the ball of my nose, my Cupid's bow on my chin. All right, my lovies. So that is how I do my whole foundation base, my whole foundation routine. And I really hope that this was informative and helpful for you guys. Thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out with me. Thank you. I love you guys so much. Don't forget to tune in for the next video. Ring the bell so that way you know when I upload. And leave a comment and let me know if this helped you. And we will see you guys for the next video. Bye.